Hi YouTube, today we're going to be working with the stealth foam posits. As you guys can see, I already dyed them black, but there's two different ways to dye, and one of them is the one that actually works. As you can see, zoom in closely, it's coming out. Why? That's because I use this. It's scraped off, but it's Angelus Walk-On Black. That's the number one thing you do not want to use. It just paints on it. It doesn't penetrate the sole like it's supposed to. Now, what you're supposed to use, obviously your Sea Glow, Island Grill Sea Glow. This is 1 fluid ounce. And RIT dye. See? But you got to make sure it's powder, not liquid. You can get this at like Hobby Lobby, Rite Aid, anywhere basically. Sea Glow you can only get online, just so you know. You're obviously going to need some other things like, you know, paint brushes and alcohol. Takes it right out. So, number one, pretend that you never dyed the shoe at all, right? You're going to want to clean it, obviously. Take any type of rocks out that's in the shoe at all. Like, see, there's that, because I'm purposely doing that. Now, Tide. Number one thing to clean shoes. Take a little bit of Tide, like this. I have a Gatorade bottle, so to say. Take a little bit of Tide, just until it, like, flows up on the bottom a little bit. Put water in it. The second thing, you want to put water in it, then mix it. So I'm going to be right back with that. Alright, I'm back. Now it's all mixed up with the Tide and warm water. Warm water. Grab like a toothbrush, it's already wet because it mixed it up. And then you clean the whole entire bottom of the shoe. Just clean it, sparkly clean, scrub it all hard. You don't really have to get here. You don't have to get here. Mainly just like the outsides and the side ICEYs too. And then, in my case, I'm not going to need to clean it yet. What I'm going to need to do, if you've ever used Angelus Walk-On Black and you want to get it off, alcohol. It's what you use. Now, the best thing I'm most likely going to do, pour a little alcohol on the green side of the sponge and just scrub. It'll take it all out that quick. Saves you a whole bunch of time. My dumb self used cotton balls. Takes forever. So in a minute I'm gonna use the alcohol, scrape all this off on both shoes, and then come back and then we'll continue from there. Alright, I'm back. I just used all the alcohol and tried to take out like all the black on the bottoms. I don't know what's up with my camera right now, but you guys should still be able to see well. There you go. So like the bubbles are still there black, but it's gonna be black, so it doesn't matter. Next thing you're gonna want to do is, oh yeah, Tide. You're gonna want to use this Tide and water. Take a toothbrush, and even though you used alcohol and it should be clean, you just want to go over all of this part again, just to make sure you get every little speck of dirt out, and that way it's, you know, just clean. Maybe you might get some more black out. So once I do that, I'll be right back. Then we'll mix it right. Alright, so I just finished using the Tide wash. Now, you're going to want to get a container. So once you get a container, like, it could be a small one, like the size of like this one right here. Now that you got your container, gonna put some Sea Glow in the cup and then put some RIT dye. So yeah, open the Sea Glow really quick. Once I open the Sea Glow, I'll let you guys. You don't need that much Sea Glow, just as I said, this is like a 1, so like, yeah, that's about it. Still got that much left. Put a little more actually, because I'm working on 2 shoes. And then I'm going to open your RIT dye. You definitely do not want to put the whole bag of Rit dye in here, because the more you put, the more thick the coat will be. So you want to open it like a little bit. So like I open the bag like that much, and just pour a little bit in. That's probably good enough right there. And I'm gonna want to open my brushes. Hold on one second. When you pick a brush, you don't want one too big, but you don't want one too small. So like this size might just be right. Then you're just gonna mix. It looks kind of blue right now, but that looks about right. It's gonna be really liquidy for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because of sea glow itself. But then once you mix, you should be ready. So start with this shoe, I guess. And literally, the only thing you're gonna do, actually, I'll start with the side. I'll take when you do like edges, you always want to use a tiny brush because it comes out more efficient, and that way you don't make a mess of your job. So literally, you're just gonna just put it on. That's really it. Just dab it all on, and it should sink. I'm gonna do this, and then I'll show you guys the after result. Alright, so I just added the sea glow with the Rit dye, and this is coat number 1. There's obviously, like, here, let me try and get like a focus point. There's obviously parts that are not black because of the sea glow. It's like a water kind of. So there's still a whole bunch of parts that are white, or clear, but the majority of it is black. That's the result. I'm gonna let that dry, and then once that's done, add another coat. Make sure every time you add a coat, you wipe off a little bit. That way there's not like too much sea glow sitting on it and you get like paint clots. You want it nice and flat and smooth. Another thing is actually no, there's nothing else. Just basically let it dry, add more sea glow, and don't wear it for about like a week or so. Once you finish, that way it can properly settle in and it shouldn't come off. Based on my experience, with this, it comes off. It doesn't work well. But yeah, that's basically it. Just keep adding coats, let it dry, and let me know. Like, if you want to hit me up, say, like, if you have any questions, definitely comment on the box down below. Let me know how you think it is, and let me know if you need help or wonder about any other steps. But number one, you definitely need sea glow. You can't do it without sea glow. You can dye shoes without sea glow, but it won't stay on. It'll come right off, based on my experience. Another thing, you can use a different type of dye. Like, you don't have to exactly use Rit. You can use if there's another black dye, like it says dye on it. If there's another black powder dye, you can use that to mix with sea glow. But along with the Tide stuff, you definitely need Tide. Tide is probably the #1 detergent you can use. Mix that with warm water, and that's how you clean your shoes. Like, say I had a pair of retros right here, and the bottoms are freaking dirty. You clean it with that. Spotless. Even on top of the shoe, spotless. It does not work on suede and nutback. Don't use it on that. You want to clean suede and nutback? Use baby oil. Tad bits of baby oil and a toothbrush. Perfect. turn your ash perfectly back. But I'm gonna most likely make a different video on the ending results of these, and so you guys can see how it actually came out after I walk on it. But I've never done this before, it's my first time, but this should definitely work, because that's why I use ICEY Glow. So comment below if you have any questions, or you just want to say, hey, this worked out great. Just comment below and let me know. Thanks for your time, guys.